Into the Breach is a game about exploration. Maybe not the type you would find in an open world game or Metroidvania, but here it's the exploration of options. Subset Games, creators of the indie hit FTL, Faster Than Light, has created a game that pits your forward-thinking and strategic mind against a barrage of tough decisions, all while keeping the whole package clean and elegant. At first glance, Into the Breach might be mistaken for a simple game. The grim pixelated art style, the mellow trance-inducing soundtrack, and its straightforward objectives certainly make it approachable. But underneath this facade lies a great amount of depth and complexity. You act as commander for a squad of pilots and their time-traveling mechs, and you're tasked with saving the human race from an infestation of alien insects called the Vec. In terms of narrative, that's about as deep as it gets, but it does provide an interesting and necessary context that supports the game's futuristic atmosphere. To fight off the Vec in your current timeline, you must complete a series of missions, collecting new weapons, pilots, and power cores along the way. All of the missions you take part in follow the same formula. Drop in, survive and protect for 5 turns, and optionally, complete any bonus objectives. Yet the gameplay never feels repetitive, thanks to the large amount of variation that Subset Games gives you to explore. Between battles, you can upgrade or customize your mechs with new pilots, weapons, or tools. Swapping out a pilot or a weapon drastically changes how you perceive the board, and almost all of them are viable if you can wrap your head around them and are willing to change your tactics. Beyond that, between timelines, you can select new squads of mechs, all with unique and varied abilities. Each squad has their own preferred tactic, like the hazardous mechs, damaging themselves when attacking, but healing if they successfully eliminate an enemy. Or the Blitzkrieg squad that focuses on bunching up enemies so they can chain their weak electric attacks together to deliver devastating results. Every squad takes time to learn and experience to master, but they always keep the gameplay refreshing and engrossing. The feature that helps vary the gameplay most, however, is the achievements. Achievements in Into the Breach aren't just collection fillers like trophies on PSN or the achievement system on Xbox. These achievements provide meaningful rewards and progress while forcing different strategies in order to complete them. The Trusted Equipment achievement tasks you with completing 3 of the game's islands without equipping new pilots or weapons. This forces you to fully understand your basic equipment and starting pilots, and come up with clever tactics to make up for this limitation. Upon completion, you receive tokens and can use these to unlock new mech squadrons, so your work is not for nothing. My only complaint is that there aren't enough achievements in the game currently, and once you've completed all of them, your drive to learn and experiment sharply declines. At its heart, Into the Breach is a puzzle game. Every turn, the board is left in a state where you need to move and use your pieces in a very specific way to get the result you're looking for. It often reminds me of the board states of Magic the Gathering or Hearthstone, and the intricate puzzles they create, where you need to use your resources in a specific order to come out victorious. Into the Breach goes further, and keeping with the metaphor, reveals the opponent's hand. Every bit of information about the Vec is given to you. How far they can move, what they are going to attack, what order they are going to attack in. All of this info increases the amount of options you have to play with and makes every turn its own puzzle. And it's solving these puzzles that creates Into the Breach's most satisfying moments. All of the options you have, however, leave a lot of room for error, and Into the Breach isn't very forgiving when it comes to mistakes. One slip-up can end up in a huge amount of damage to your team and surrounding civilian towers. 2 mistakes? Well, that might just be the end of your current timeline. The game is quite challenging, but it's nothing insurmountable. You have all the time in the world to plan your next turn, and are given all of the information you need. But if you're not ready to be completely focused and explore all of your options, be ready to be a bit frustrated. I find it amazing that Into the Breach can harbor so much complexity, yet still be so manageable. Where other games spend hours tutorializing basic, mundane features, Into the Breach makes you into a strategic mastermind within the first 5 minutes, letting you free to explore and learn the intricate systems on your own through experimentation. Into the Breach is one of the most elegantly designed games in recent memory. It's not hampered by complicated systems within other complicated systems, or intentionally obscure features. It takes simple concepts and clear designs and pieces them together in a perfect way that's simply a joy to interact with, satisfying to learn, and addicting to explore.